I can tell you that when I was at Mavis Bank in particular, because the day didn't go as well as I wanted to, I wasn't able to talk to enough of my constituents. And I made a comment that I am an accountant, not a medical professional. So I don't think it is really appropriate for me to be the one to say to persons, I am encouraging you to take AstraZeneca. But in my constituency where persons said, look here, if the vaccine never come to Mavis Bank School, I wouldn't get it because I'm not going to town. And it was pervasive. Why we weren't taking a policy in those spaces to say, look here, we're encouraging you to take Johnson & Johnson because when we come, it's one shot, it's over, you don't have to come back. Your MP don't have to transport you back, put another blitz together, find food, find money for all of this. Why aren't we at that place yet? And I know that we have still also a lot of Johnson & Johnson that we are not pushing and a lot of Johnson & Johnson to come. So adding to Ms. Hannah, Member Hannah's statement, I am also concerned that my rural constituents do not pay any attention at all to PR statements encouraging them to take the vaccine. Very few of them do. If we have key influencers, JPs, teachers and principals, doctors, the clinic and the nurses, talking to them about the vaccine, it makes a difference. So I was able at the Blitz to encourage persons and say, look, we really are targeting children with Pfizer. I am encouraging you, allow our children to go back to school. And for the AstraZeneca, I said to them, it is what I took, it is what Prime Minister took. I am encouraging you, take the AstraZeneca. I didn't have Johnson & Johnson at the time at my own Blitz. And persons who I spoke to, I still encourage them, look, still consult the medical persons, but they made a change. So I was very shocked when I asked for the data for my constituency. Having moved so quickly through the day from Mavis Bank into Gordon Town into Bull Bay, and if you know the terrain, it was a lot to do in one day. And getting the statistics back, that 75% of my constituency got Pfizer. Those people have now started to say to me, Mrs. Holness, I'm hearing that this thing going to need booster and it's going to need another shot. Otherwise, if I don't get the other shot and I don't get the booster, I'm not fully vaccinated. How am I going to come back out to go get another vaccination? And I think, particularly for rural areas, we have to give some special considerations because those spaces will become harder and harder and at the beginning got less and less of an attention in the dispensation of the vaccines. And once hesitancy starts setting in those rural spaces, it becomes so much more challenging for us to walk house to house to encourage persons of the need for us to be able to get back to business as a nation, that COVID is here for a long time, and that vaccination is the government's best option. I heard some persons complaining that I indicated the minister dispensed the vaccine. I didn't see the minister at Mavis Bank, Gordon Town, or Bull Bay. I saw individuals from the Ministry of Health, not the CMO, not the permanent secretary, not the head of the ministry, but individuals now at the bottom of the rung, as nurses in particular, dispensing the vaccines, and in my observation, going far off from what was initially intended. I visited one site and the nurse lamented. She says, I don't want to be giving people Pfizer, but this is now my instruction and it does not make sense. So PS, lots of questions and I'm happy to WhatsApp some to you. Pfizer alone was offered at a lot of the...
And I see what you're saying. However, I am sure, member, you understand that the evidence by your experience shows that the preference for Pfizer is not a function of us in the Ministry of Health promoting that.
Yes, I don't agree with you. Even though that's the result, not one person, medical professional, at any of those blitz gave any indication from the Ministry of Health to say, look, we are reserving Pfizer for children. But we would like AstraZeneca, which we believe in, to be taken by the adults. If you did that exercise and then the statistics bore out to be my reality, I would have been fine. But there is no encouragement, in my estimation from my observation, to the individuals to justify that AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson was a good vaccine for us.
I don't necessarily agree, member. I understand that your experience is unique to you, but no, I don't agree. I don't agree that the Ministry of Health and Wellness did not say or did not promote the.
I know that is how the World Health Organization and a lot of individuals report the numbers, so I understand the dosage. But I think instead of making things look glowingly like we have given 81,000 doses, when you really look at the reality and you have only vaccinated fully 34,000 children, it is a stark difference from 81,000 doses. When 12,600 children have only gotten one dose and only 34,000 children are fully vaccinated, is a stark difference from hearing a big number like 81,000 doses. And so that's why I was asking, because I really wondered. I'm not a part of cabinet. I speak for my constituents. So I have to go back and explain to them, if the Ministry of Education had an issue with the vaccines designated for X percentage of children to be able to set them back on the path of face-to-face, if they were in agreement to say, okay, just give it to the adults. And so that's why I asked some questions like, why couldn't the ministry have said Pfizer at the school plus AstraZeneca or plus Johnson & Johnson, so that the option was still there for parents to take AstraZeneca or Johnson & Johnson. And I know that you still have not gotten to a place of answering me in respect of my own concern. That person's now asking us, so why did we throw away 55,000 doses? When we were in a place that we actually needed those vaccines to be able to reach another segment of the population.
Okay, I think that is clear. Is that an argument to be made?